Hello, my name is Matthew West. I'm a ball valve technician here at Flo-Tite Ball Valves, and this is my colleague.
Hey, my name is Trevor Tyner. I'm a ball valve technician as well here at Flo-Tite Valves and Controls. Today here in front of us we have our 3W HPF. This is a 1.5 inch stainless threaded valve. 3W stands for three-way. Here we have a regular HPF. This is a 1.25 inch size with a socket weld and place end cap. Now we do offer HPSs, that's a reduced port. We offer those as well in various sizes. Now threaded and socket weld here, we also offer butt weld end caps. Those are weld in place as well with heat dissipating rings. Today I'm going to have my colleague Matthew disassemble the 3W HPF. We're going to have a look inside, look at the soft parts, and put it back together for you, learn a little bit about it. So Matthew, you can go ahead.
First we're going to start off with the handle here. You need a 15/16, but we already loosely assembled this, so should be good to go. You have another nut here. Take off the bottom end cap first.
Now for this 3W HPF, you're not going to have a seat in this bottom end cap. The ball looks very similar to a regular HPF ball except it has a port in the bottom, but you will not see a seat in the bottom port. You will only see a seal. Now, something a little special about the HPFs is tri-pros. They actually have two seals on them, an inner and an outer seal, along with a seat. So you want to take note as to what is the inner and what's the outer when you're putting a new repair kit in or taking it out. And generally, you will have a graphite outer seal. These valves are fire safe. So just take note of which seal goes where when you're putting it back together. Yep, absolutely. Matthew is twisting the ball to allow it to fall out.
In the closed position. You pop your stem. Take a little force. Take the bevel washers off. Stem should pop out. Tap it. Wash your stem. And your packing. Inside. You can replace this if you need to, but we don't need to, so we're just going to reassemble it.
When you're removing the stem packing, please be careful. Do not nick the outer edges. That will cause a leak if you scratch the outer edges. So be careful whenever you're removing the stem packing.
You want to put your stem back in. Packing follower. Hold by your bevel washers and your locker tab.
While Matt reinstalls one of the end caps, I'd like to show you something, if you don't mind, Matt.
Go ahead, sir.
This ball here, this is not your traditional full port ball. This actually has three sides. That's what allows it to have the bottom entry port. So this ball here actually has three sides to it. So that's what makes this valve special.
end cap back on.
And once again, the end cap is specific to the bottom entry on this 3W. Those two end caps there will not bolt up to the bottom, so please take note of that. And only one seal goes on the bottom and no seat.
Just gonna put one end cap on. Make sure your seats stay into place. Don't let them jiggle around or they will pinch and you'll have to replace the seats and sills and everything else.
I think this one might go there. Graphite seal. This is just a general assembly and disassembly. When you're putting yours together, please use the proper torque specs and the cross pattern whenever you're tightening your bolts back.
Insert your ball in the last end cap. Put the handle on and make sure it has proper functions.
Make sure there's no binding when cycling it or anything.
That's it. That's it.
Warning: never use the valve as a pipe support or structural member. Ensure that mating flanges are of the same size, type, and pressure rating as the valve, and that fasteners are of the size and type approved for the flange. Ball valves can trap fluid in the ball cavity when closed. Be prepared to capture and manage any liquid retained in the valve body when disassembling the valve. If the valve has been in hazardous fluid service, review the applicable MSDS sheet and decontaminate the valve before disassembly. All persons involved with the disassembly should wear personal protective equipment such as aprons, gloves, face shield, etc. to prevent personal injury. Valves with actuators, limit switches, or positioners should have these devices disassembled from the valve prior to disassembling of the valve. Use extreme caution disconnecting any electrical and/or pneumatic sources to the valve to protect against personal injury. Isolate the valve actuator prior to disconnecting. Do not remove packing gland while the line is under pressure. Personal injury could occur. Use extreme caution when removing the flange valve from the pipeline to prevent personal injury that may be caused by cold springing of the piping. Valve should be adequately supported prior to unfastening the studs and nuts that hold the valve in line and secured with lifting straps or slings to hold the weight of the valve. Valves shall be adequately supported prior to unfastening the studs and nuts that hold the valve in line and secured with lifting straps or slings to hold the weight of the valve.